I just had a chance to look at a sales job resume and I instantly saw how to make it perfect from a sales perspective. So what I want you to do right now is show you two character traits and two assets that you already have or very likely to have that make you a perfect candidate, that make your resume stand out. And if you put those skills and assets on and your experiences on that resume, you're gonna make a job of a sales manager much easier, a job of recruiting agency much easier, and obviously it's going to be easier for them to hire you, and it's obviously going to be easier for you to get that job interview. So let's look at those. First thing is what sales is about. It's about assertiveness. What do I mean by that? Look, as salespeople, when you start selling, what you're going to realize is that you have to knock doors, you have to call people, you have to send people cold emails, right? It's stepping up, it's asserting yourself on the environment, on the world around you. That's what we do as salespeople. Second thing we do is when we run a sales meeting, we have to lead that interaction. We have to tell our prospect, we have to tell our customer what to do. So do this, sign up for a demo, let's do another meeting, bring your team. Obviously, assertiveness is when we follow up with the customer, make a decision. What else do you need to make a decision? We want this sale, we want your business, we're a good fit. So that is all what happens once you become a salesperson. And this is what sales managers want from their sales team. They want someone who is assertive. How can you demonstrate assertiveness? Look in your past. Very easy. Look, if you've played sports in the past, if you're an athlete on any level, you've been assertive. Look, I'm the latest, I'm really not an athlete, but I had a chance to be in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu competition. I had a couple of MMA fights, and that is assertiveness. You go against strong opponent, you have to win, you have to put your health on the line, you'll be hit in the head, but guess what? You have to be assertive. So look in the past where you achieved something, where you stepped up, and that's your assertiveness. Put that on your sales job resume. Let's look at the second character trait, absolutely crucial for being a great salesperson. It is resilience. And look, we all have that resilience. We all have resilience. When you're trying to achieve something and things don't go your way, you try again and again and again and again until you achieve it. So look in the past when you've been resilient. Why is this crucial? Because in sales we hear lots of no's. We reach out to people, we hear a no, we hear a silence. We ask for a sale, we get a no. And what happens with salespeople who do not, or so-called salespeople who do not have resilience, they give up. Or their mood goes down even when they don't give up. If a no hurts you, your mood goes down, your ability to perform go down. So if you could demonstrate to a hiring manager or recruiting agency that you are resilient, dig out some of the experience you had in the past. Show that show that you are resilient. Sorry, I have to silence my phone because it keeps ringing. Show how you've been resilient. Boom, that makes you an asset to that company because you're not gonna give up easy. You keep pushing and pushing and pushing until you hit your quota, until you get those sales. So those are two character traits. Now there's another thing that most of you guys have when you're applying for sales job is industry experience. So this week I spoke to a girl who is a medical professional. She's not a doctor. She's a physical therapist, I think. But look, she worked. If she is to sell products, pharma products that have relevance to physical therapy, she is likely to have used those products. She knows what physical therapists want. She knows what those products are about. It's massive help for the company dealing with someone, hiring someone who has industry experience. Another guy I've spoken to recently who he's trying to get a job selling kitchen equipment, selling freezers, and obviously he worked in the kitchen for all the time. He knows why those freezers are in place, like really sophisticated kitchen freezers. He knows the problems that people working in industrial kitchen, cooking, restaurant environments, why they need those freezers. So understanding the products and understanding the customer problems, that is the essence of sales. When we are selling, we're solving problems, and knowing what the problems are about and knowing how that product solves the problem, that's like 90% of the equation. So if you're applying for a job and if you've used company products or similar products, put it out there, let the hiring manager know that you have experience with the products and you know the customers, because that makes you a perfect candidate. It will be really easy for you to sell. Now, fourth thing that I want to put here is access. What do I mean by access? So when we are selling, booking a meeting with someone is insanely difficult. 90% of the job sometimes of a sales rep, business development rep, account manager, when we are hunting for new business, is gaining access to decision makers, gaining access to customers. If you sell into hospitals, doctors don't want to see you. They want to do their stuff. Administrators don't want to see you. They want to get rid of salespeople. They just creating all crazy barriers for us salespeople to get and see the customers. So I used to sell to universities. There used to be a time when you could just walk into any university in Australia and just knock anyone's door. Right now there are locks and everything else everywhere, digital system, access systems. You cannot just go anywhere you want. But if you worked at a particular institution, if you know people there, if you worked at a particular company, if you've dealt with people, like say the girl who was applying for pharma positions, she worked at several institutions, at several hospitals in her area. She is likely to know administrators. She is likely to know doctors, decision makers, key opinion makers in that area where she will be working as a sales rep. And obviously when she's reaching out to them, they remember her. It's much easier for her to book meetings with those hospital administrators and with those doctors because she's a familiar face. Obviously, once the sale keep progressing, again, she's going to be the kind of person that those administrators and those doctors going to trust more because she's a familiar face. So closing a sale will be easier for her because there is more trust. So that is access. Same thing in my case. I used to work at a specific research institution, and then I wasn't selling in that territory, but if I were to walk in there and offer my products as a sales rep, look, at least everyone will talk to me and listen to me, and that's a massive bonus. So those are 4 character traits that you have to put on your resume. Obviously, they have to be about you, about your past experiences. List a case or 2 when you've been insanely assertive and achieve your goal. List a case or 2 when you've been insanely resistant and got what you wanted to do. If you have industry experience, fantastic. If you have access, is fantastic. And also industry experience and access is something that you can tailor to a specific product, right? So if you're applying for a medical device, let's just say, all right, let's just do something that I can 100% speak to. So let's say I'm a life scientist and I applied for a job. My last job was I was selling microscopes. So obviously I've used microscopes in the past. When I was applying for the job, I was like, yeah, I've used your microscopes. I know what a microscope is. I know what it's for. I know all kinds of things you can do with it. So having that industry experience, product experience is massive, and having access is massive. Put all that on your resume and ditch everything else. Don't crowd it with lots of stuff. Make sure that all these things just stand out, scream out. Make the job of hiring managers easier by putting things that's relevant for them, not what you want to think to put it.